Our first guest this week is Mr. Leonard Armenta. He's the president of GenTech Holdings Incorporated. GTEH is the stock symbol. Leonard, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me as always.
It's been a few weeks since we saw you. It seems you guys at GenTech are in serious delivery mode. Is that how you feel right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been able to get ahead of everything with the pandemic and supply chain, and so we're just kind of 100 miles and rolling on everything.
So what stage are you at right now? Are you ready to deliver on your promises for Fizzique?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually on January 24th are actually finally doing our full $2 million rollout of, I'm sorry, 2 million can rollout of Fizzique. We're going to have all four flavors: pomegranate, lemon lime, orange mango, and our strawberry watermelon will all be hitting shelves. We had a little bit of delay. We were working with a company called BevSource at first, and they just couldn't get the protein together, couldn't get the manufacturer. So it really actually did put us on a pretty big delay from there. So on that point, we basically took RJ, who you'd had on the show previously, who's our senior vice president, and put him in charge of Fizzique and said, RJ, let's take this to the next level. So RJ went out and sourced protein for us, found protein when nobody else could find it, found us a manufacturing partner that was basically had samples to us, and we've been going down to the facility testing, finally got the flavors right, and now we're ready to go.
So RJ really took the ball and ran with it, huh?
He did. I mean, the production facility that he found, basically zero aftertaste of protein. The mouthfeel is great. And unlike the issue we did have with BevSource, where there was no protein and they couldn't find the manufacturer, he actually found all that and found somebody who was willing to do it in the timeline that we needed it.
What's been your biggest challenge? Has it been distribution?
With Fizzique, it's been just getting that manufacturer and the protein, because right now whey protein isolate, which is what we use, is in very short demand. And so it's a relationship thing. So we were able to find the relationships to get that going. But right now I think distribution's great. We just signed up with UNFI. UNFI is a large distributor house that services people like Vitacost, Safeway, Giant Eagle, Wegmans. And they're the ones that basically any major retailer that's signed up with UNFI, places like Whole Foods and Sprouts, they can go into the system and pull Fizzique from UNFI, and then UNFI ships it out to them. So once we have our run done on January 24th, we'll be in full mode. I mean, we have things going on. We're talking with places like GNC and some other smaller chains, as well as large gas station chains, convenience stores that have 900 to 1,500 locations. So we've got the ball rolling with RJ, and then we also brought a guy in by the name of Dave Ebert. Dave Ebert was with EAS, which was one of the first major supplement companies out there, and then he was with Dymatize, who is owned by Post Cereal. And he basically only worked for those two companies the last 25 years, and he saw what we were doing with Fizzique and wanted to come on board. So we now have a full sales team built just for Fizzique.
Well, it's fair to say you've got high confidence levels for great sales in Fizzique. The other brand I see in the press currently and on your hat from you guys is Storm. Tell us about Storm.
Yeah, absolutely. Storm is a great brand. We basically, a little bit of difference from it is it was basically a concept in my head that I turned over to our marketing team, Lexi. She's the marketing manager. She took it. As she brought her team in and hired more people, it just became a bigger and bigger opportunity for us. And we basically started it with working with the scientists from Zero Day Manufacturing. They're the guys that actually do Glaxon. Glaxon is basically this major brand that's inside of GNC. The GNC is putting a lot of things around it, and they were just really pumped about it. And then it basically led us with our other company, Torque Lifestyle Brands, to do a JV with Zero Day, which we call Zero Torque. And what that does is it basically allows us to get away from having any manufacturing issues. Some of these manufacturers are telling companies it's 20, 30, 40 weeks before they can get to them. We don't have that. We can now jump in front of the line and always be able to produce products because we're just constantly order from us. We have one of our products we just launched yesterday, Burn, which is a fat burning nootropic product. So we're just constantly doing things like that are really taking this to the next level.
And you've got orders for this already, right? It's out there in the market?
That's correct. We did a soft launch at the Mr. Olympia contest, which is the World Championships of Bodybuilding, massive expo. So we had a booth there. Basically, people tried it, and we had stores and people from international saying, how can I order this? And it really was just a soft launch at that time. We now have GNC franchises across the country, from Tampa, Houston, Mississippi, Minnesota taking it. Total Nutrition in Texas, which has many locations, Mid-Valley in California, which is one of the largest stores in California volume-wise to do it. We also have Radon Distribution in New Zealand, who just picked it up, and the order was actually just picked up from our warehouse the other day. And we're working on a distribution deal with a distributor in the UK. So it's really taken off a lot quicker than we thought it would, but it comes down to the look. It's a 90s feel. So the idea of it was to kind of give you that old 90s feel of skater, snowboarding type feel that we all love, because we all know that a lot of this like 80s stuff is coming back into the market. And so we basically hit on that. And everyone we put it out to that's in the industry is like, we've never seen anything like this before.
With all this distribution for Fizzique and Storm, all these retail locations, are you concerned about being able to deliver?
No, not at all. We have a great warehouse team. We've got a team of 5 people in our warehouse. We've got 2 full warehouses, one for our functional foods like SynFit, MPB Bites, and then we have one for our supplements like American Metabolics, Storm, Your Organics. So we basically have split them into 2 different warehouses because they require different types of packing. But we've had no issues. We've had no issues with trucks or anything. We've been able to, I mean, sometimes it might take, a normal truck might come the next day, but it may take us 2 or 3 days to get the truck to our location. But we're not missing on hitting any of our deadlines that we need to hit for these people.
So it's safe to say you're very bullish on 22.
Absolutely. And another one, our Nature Smoothie, we put out a release the other day. I mean, we're growing like crazy. We went from 80 Whole Foods locations to 380 locations in 1 month. And now they're talking Whole Foods all around the US distributing that product for us as well, which is our suckers that offer things like for tummy aches for kids and things like that. So things have just been really popping off for us. Our sales team, a lot of credit out to our sales team out there for doing such a great job for us.
You mentioned RJ a few moments ago, and I talked to him on the program several weeks ago. We talked a little bit about a name change. How's that coming along?
Yeah, so of course, FINRA has been taking some time, but I think it's pretty close now. COVID, I think, hit them pretty hard. There are a lot of people working out of the office and things like that, and trying to keep up with the workflow, things like that. But yeah, we're gonna have a name change to Supplement Group USA, and we're thinking that that's probably gonna happen any day now.
This is a question I asked you the first time you were on. I think it's appropriate I ask you again. Why is this a good time right now for people to take a closer look at your company?
I think it's a good time because we're growing. I mean, we're in a massive growth mode. I think we're growing faster than anybody could expect. We're getting a lot of attention out there from, people without even asking. They're just coming to us, and people want to be a part of the company. I probably get 40 LinkedIn messages a week from people saying, how can I be a part of your company? Do you guys have positions open? Things like that. So everybody wants to be a part of our team. And I know we're doing a good job because massive companies are contacting our employees trying to pick them off from us. So they're coming to our employees saying, you guys are doing something over there. Can you come do that for us? And we're talking, $100, $200 million companies coming after our people. So I think between that, the fact that we have a great strategy between the supplements, the functional foods, the drinks, I think it just positions us somewhere that nobody else is, where everybody has one thing they focus on. We have a great focus because we have teams in place for each thing that does that, but it allows us to hit many markets so that if one market starts to slow, we have another market that we're going into. And we've got some other brands that we're about to launch as well. Swift Stems, Gym Kings, Rise Performance. Those are other supplement brands that we own. And we've put our orders in for those. So we're just waiting for the product to get to the manufacturer. So I think it's a great time to look at us because we're doing what nobody else is doing right now.
The stock symbol's GTEH, GenTech Holdings Incorporated. Leonard, it's always great having you on the program. You always talk about tremendous progress. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really love it. Passionate, so I just want to share it with everybody.